begin tonight with the arrest of a man for his role in multiple politically motivated crimes across the valley. Tempe police say that they arrested a suspect in connection to 3 separate shooting incidents dating back to September, targeting a Democratic National Committee office. The same suspect was also arrested for allegedly hanging bags of white powder from political signs lined with razor blades in Ahwatukee.
And unfortunately, that's just some of the political threats and violence that we saw today. A high school teacher is now facing charges. Tempe police say he made online threats against Donald Trump Jr. and political activist Charlie Kirk.
And in Phoenix, a bomb squad was dispatched to Republican Senate candidate Kari Lake's campaign office today to investigate a suspicious substance found in an envelope. Police later said that the substance was non-hazardous. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Troy Hayden. Mark is off tonight. We have team coverage breaking down this trend of threats. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly taking a closer look at what this means for political campaigns in the lead up to Election Day. But let's begin with Bianca Bono, who has more on the high school teacher who's facing those charges. Bianca.
Yeah, guys, good evening. Tonight we're learning that 24-year-old suspect is a teacher at Desert Vista High School. No answer from Daniel Ashpez at his Tempe home Tuesday. The 24-year-old arrested by Tempe police accused of sending threatening messages to prominent Republicans. A police spokesperson tells 12 News last Thursday, Ashpez received an automated message asking for an RSVP to a political rally at a Tempe hotel. It was a Turning Point Action rally featuring the organization's founder Charlie Kirk and Donald Trump Jr. Tempe police say in response to the message, Ashpez sent threatening messages targeting Trump Jr. and Kirk. Tempe's threat mitigation unit launched an investigation, and by 5:30 that afternoon, Ashpez was arrested at his home and booked into Tempe City Jail on misdemeanor charges. 3 counts of threatening to cause physical injury to another person and 1 count of using a phone to threaten or intimidate. Police say he admitted to sending the messages in an interview. 12 News has learned Ashpez is a history teacher at Desert Vista High School, and district board records show he was hired in July. In response to his arrest, Desert Vista's principal and social studies department chair alerting parents in an email saying they had an unexpected departure in the social studies department with Mr. Ashpez, and there would be a new teacher for the remainder of the semester. A spokesperson for the Tempe Union High School District added he has been placed on administrative leave as authorities investigate the situation at hand. And court records we obtained this afternoon show Ashpez was released on a $500 bond in order to have no contact with Charlie Kirk or Donald Trump Jr. We're live in Tempe tonight. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Bianca, thank you. And all these incidents happen in a week where we're getting visits from 2 former presidents and the current president, Joe Biden. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly joining us now, looking ahead to those events, and I'm sure, Chase, some very tight security going forward.
Troy, that's right. You can expect security details to use every tool available to them to keep politicians and the people attending these events safe. And experts tell me security will be taken to a level never seen before.
Political threats happen, but security experts that respond to these situations believe this year is the worst it's ever been.
This is the most intense I've ever seen it.
On Tuesday, police were called to Kari Lake's U.S. Senate campaign office after someone found an unknown substance in an envelope that was ultimately deemed not hazardous. The same goes in Ahwatukee, another massive police presence when officers said bags of suspicious white powder were placed on handmade political signs. Tempe police said they arrested the person responsible, who they believe is also behind a string of shootings at this Democratic National Committee office. All these attacks and threats leading to heightened security for political candidates.
I think you can anticipate a much larger footprint as far as security is related. And rightfully so.
Sean Kinsey is the founder and CEO of Kinsaker Security Group. Kinsey also works security details for Arizona Governors Doug Ducey and Jan Brewer. He says with these threats, you can expect higher levels of security when it comes to events and visits.
They want to keep their dignitaries safe, but definite mission that they want to accomplish is to keep the attendees safe also.
Having to change up methods to accomplish that.
Definitely try to avoid in dignitary protection is complacency.
That also means local law enforcement agencies will be working around the clock.
They're all hands on deck. You're going to see an increased level that we haven't seen before.
Jeff Hines is a retired commander with Phoenix Police. He says that heightened security really started after the first assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump in July. Since then, security has seriously ramped up for everyone.
There's going to be facial recognition going on, and you have your drones up, you have your helicopters, you have your planes up, you have visibility over everything.
And if you plan on attending one of the many political events here in the Valley,
the public is going to be inconvenienced. You're going to be searched. You're going to have your purses checked. You're going to have your backpacks checked. You're going to not be able to bring things in. Think about going to a sporting game.
And today, Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell spoke with us about these threats and attacks, saying her office will prosecute those responsible to the fullest extent of the law. Also tomorrow, Tempe Police will be holding a press conference regarding their most recent arrest. Caribe.
All right, Chase, thank you. New at 10, the case against a Chandler politician for damaging a single political sign has been dismissed. According to a Chandler police report, Chandler Vice Mayor Odie Harris and his wife were accused of damaging an opposition campaign sign. The Scottsdale City Prosecutor's Office took over the case and filed a criminal complaint in a Maricopa County Justice Court. 12 News confirming today that the case was dismissed after the court found there wasn't enough probable cause to support charges against Harris. A spokesperson for the city of Scottsdale said that the prosecutor's office disagrees with the dismissal and is looking at next steps. Harris and his wife deny the allegations.
We touched on this earlier, but which is 2 weeks now until Election Day. Both presidential campaigns are trying to court Arizona voters down this home stretch. Former President Donald Trump is set to hold a rally in Tempe on Thursday at Mullet Arena. The doors are open at 10 a.m. The event is scheduled to start about 2 p.m. And you can find all the details, including where to register for tickets, on 12news.com. The Democrats, several big events are in the works. Former President Bill Clinton will be in Arizona to campaign for Vice President Harris tomorrow. Then on Thursday and Friday, President Biden will be here with an event scheduled on Friday. And then Saturday, Vice President nominee Tim Walz will be in Arizona for yet another campaign visit from him. So stay with 12 News for Decision 2024. We'll have coverage of all those events for you.
And you can also get ready for Election Day by having the 12 Plus app already downloaded on your TV. 12 Plus is where we'll stream hours of live coverage of the local and the state races, plus the results and the impact that they could have on our community. All you have to do is search for 12 Plus on your Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku.
New at 10 tonight, the city of Phoenix is bringing back red light cameras to city intersections. The city council approved that measure at tonight's meeting, and it comes after city officials decided to drop that program back in 2019. And at that time, the Phoenix Police Department pushed back against the move, saying the cameras did help reduce crashes, injuries, and deaths on our roadways. The exact locations for the new cameras are still unknown. According to city documents, the goal is to have them all up and running no later than next fall.
Also new tonight, the sales tax in Gilbert is increasing for the first time in more than 20 years. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra is live in Gilbert with what the increased revenue is expected to be used for and also some of the other taxes that are being raised. Gabby?
Well, Caribe, sales taxes have been 1.5% here in Gilbert since the year 2000, and that rate is among the lowest in the valley, according to the town manager. But starting next year, that is going to change. Sales taxes are going up to 2%. A use tax that impacts online shoppers will be enacted at a 2% rate, and bed taxes paid by visitors staying in hotels will increase from 2.8 to 5%. Now, these increases are expected to produce about $55 million each year, and most of those dollars will go to infrastructure improvements the town manager said are badly needed. The Parks and Rec, police, and fire departments will be prioritized with proposed improvement projects estimated to cost about $700 million. Some of those projects include building more parks to meet growing demand, building more space for an overcrowded police department, and rebuilding Fire Station 4, which is not on suitable land for expansion. A portion of the increased revenue from bed taxes will also be reserved for tourism. Now, many of the people who spoke during public comment tonight were opposed to these higher taxes. The vote did pass, with Mayor Bridget Peterson being the only one opposed, but all other council members said they felt it was the only option to improve the quality of life for residents here in Gilbert.
I am supportive of it as much as it pains me, and this is the most painful meeting I've been part of since I've been up here, for me, because this is hard for me to say, but I think that it's necessary.
I think right now in the current economic climate that this should be further evaluated. I think it's going to have a negative impact on all the residents here.
And one point many council members agreed on tonight was that raising the sales tax would be better for residents than adding a primary property tax, which Gilbert does not currently have. So what does this mean for people spending money in Gilbert? They say it's going to cost an additional 50 cents for every $100 spent. And all these increases are expected to begin on January 1st of next year. Live in Gilbert, Gabriella Becerra, 12 News.